Kirk Johnson. I'm president of the BMW Motorrad Club in Northern Illinois. And in this do-it-yourself video, we're going to show how to change the oil on a K1600. It'll be the same for most of the K16s and the K13s. It'll be similar procedures. So hopefully you get something out of this, and please feel free to check out our club at IllinoisBMWRiders.com. So coming down here underneath the bike, you have the drain plug. It's right here between the catalytic converters. There's the drain plug. Get your little hex tool. It's a two-part system, so this is the oil pan itself, and then up inside there we have to drain the sump out as well, because it's a sump type. So this is an 8mm hex socket. So I can break that loose. Got a drain pan in here. Hopefully you can still see it. And drain off the oil here. Now the oil kit that you have, that you're going to get from BMW or whatever, you'll have to get another O-ring, a little crush ring here, which is on the part with the magnet on it. So I'll change that out in a minute. Clean off any metal particles or anything you got on your magnet. Hopefully they're not too many. Now we're going to let that drain for a second. Now we're going to take a 5mm long hex tool. Goes up inside here, and you fish around and you'll find there's another. This is how we dump out the sump. So just going to loosen it up, and then I'll put my pan back underneath. All right. Not the cleanest job in the world. Just think of the money you're saving. Okay. There's that little plug. So I'll let that drain out, and then put everything back in and torque it down correctly. Now going to reinstall this part, if you have to go out and buy these tools, make sure that you don't buy one that has the ball end for doing this. You might be tempted to get the ball end type, but what could happen is, while this thing's up in there, if it's rolling around, it may want to fall off of there up inside the sump here, and that's probably not a good thing to have one of these rolling around in the sump. I don't know that it would really ever get caught in anything, but it would be a pain in the ass, and we don't want that. So just thread this thing back in, and then this gets torqued down to 12 Newton meters. Okay. Now we take our plug here, or the one with the magnet on it, and we change off the crush washer. And this is going to get torqued down to 28 Newton meters. that's that. Just wipe everything down. Make it all pretty again. If you clean this thing all up, it'll make your bike go faster. Everybody knows. Now we're going to take the oil filter off next. To change the oil filter off, you're going to have to kind of hold the shift lever down so you can get the cup type remover on there. You might be able to get one of the band clamps on there if you know, possibly if you had to. But I have one, so this is actually the wrong one, but that's alright. It's going to work anyway to remove this. And this doesn't get torqued down to a real high torque spec. It only goes down to 11 Newton meters, so it really should work just fine. So we'll take a little rag here. Now I put another rag just underneath to try to direct some of the oil away from the exhaust. Just might help with cleanup later. I'm just going to pull this off. Now you have to put some oil on the ring, on the new ring for this. So I like to just take and just kind of mate them up together. There it is. Let that drain off for just a minute. Putting our filter on. This will get torqued down to 11 Newton meters. Probably should get the right tools though. Not very much. Really just a little bit past hand tight. If you didn't have one of these, if you didn't have a torque wrench for some reason, just using a regular wrench, this would just be a little bit past hand tight. So that's that. So make sure you clean up any oil or anything that's on the exhaust, otherwise it'll be smoking and it'll collect dirt and all the other wonderful stuff. So make your nice pretty bike all a big mess. So something you probably should do while you're over here, whenever you change your oil, it would be a good idea to pop this connector here off of the shift lever and clean this out and re-lubricate that. So I'm going to do that now. And you do that, you zoomed in pretty good? Yeah. You do that by, there's this little hair clip right here. You peel this back. Sometimes you got to get a tool in there to peel it back, but there we go. And you can pull the little hair clip straight out. Okay? And then you can just push this off of here. And then you'll be able to clean this out. Clean the ball off on the other side. If you've lost this little rubber that's on here, if that's missing on your bike, you want to replace that because it really does help to keep these clean inside here. This is also your adjustment for the height. You know, if you have a problem with the height, you can obviously take this off and roll this around and change that. So I'm gonna service this part here. I just like to just get a rag in there, clean out the old grease, and then put in some new waterproof grease. You can use Staubrogg's paste in there. You can use Molly, some kind of a Molly lube, like Honda Molly, anything like that. Just keeps things shifting good. Put the new lube in there. Squeeze it together. Sometimes a little bit will come out if you really fill up that cup with oil. And then just replace your little hair, this little spring clip. Move that out of the way because if I drop it, it's going in. I dropped it. Just kind of an awkward angle to put in. There it goes. There it is. All done. Now putting the oil back in the bike, you gotta put the oil back in this oil tank. So just wipe off the dipstick, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna fill up the oil. This engine takes 4.5 liters, which is just under 4 quarts. So you could put 4 quarts in this bike, and you're gonna be good to go. So anyways, 4.5 liters. What you're going to do on this is you're going to fill it all the way up to the max mark. So continue to fill oil, and then just check it every once in a while until you don't have to screw this in. You're just going to touch it in there, make sure it's on the max mark, and then start up the bike, run it for a little bit till it, I think, just run it so basically it sucks the oil and puts it back into the sump, and then go ahead and put in the rest of the oil. So you got to make some room for it. So here we go with that. All right, we're right up to the max mark now, and it took 3.5 quarts to get it, or 3.5 liters, sorry, to get it to that point. So now we're going to start the bike up, and just circulate a little bit of oil, and then when you're done with that, you're gonna put it back, put the rest of the oil in, and it's all done. So that's how you change the oil on a K1600. Hope you got something out of this video, and please check out our other videos. We have a lot on our YouTube channel. There's also a lot on our website, which I mentioned earlier. And a lot of them revolve around the K1200 LT, but we'll have a few videos here starting off on this K1600, so check them out. Thank you for watching.